Since I was a little kid, there was this one thing that always fascinated me, something that everyone does, but nobody really knows why it happens or what is the reason behind it or anything like that. It is one thing that brings all of us together because we all experience it. It's dreams. When we sleep, we all dream. And for the people who said no, they don't dream, yes, you do. You just don't remember it. There's a difference. And I still do get a very, very vivid dreams where this whole plot line and me rescuing someone or someone rescuing me or a whole bunch of things. And all my friends, I keep messaging them and I tell them, yes, last night I dreamt of you and I dreamt of your mother and your mother-in-law and your sister. I don't know why, but it happens. So I do that, and I've always been obsessed by it. And then as I grew up, when I was in school, we had a psychology class, and in that we were told we had to make a whole, like a thesis on a particular topic, and one of the topics were dreams, and it felt like a sign from the universe, and so I chose it, and that was the topic I decided to do the thesis on. And I learned so much, and I started asking everybody, what do you think dreams mean, and what kind of dreams do you have, and it was so interesting. And I made that whole thesis, and it was like so thick because I was more interested and I was learning so much from that. And then like that didn't end, from there I moved on. And also, to be noted, there was a point like till I reached college, actually, until my second year, I kept thinking, I will do this as my job. No, I will do that as my job. So when I was doing this dreams thing, I was like, what, I think I should be like a sleep scientist. But then I realized you had to learn science and stuff, and maths especially. And I was like, yeah, it's not worth it. For me, everyone else, please stay in school, study science, study maths. It's good for you. It's not my thing. Okay, maybe yours, just not my thing. When I came to college, I think in like the second year or third year, I'm not too sure. No, third year it was. We had we had to make a documentary, and I had to choose a topic. So my first topic was, I'm trying to be all woke and shit. I mean, that time there was no word called woke, but I was trying to be woke. And when I was doing that, I chose a topic of like, zoo animals and how badly they were being treated and all that. And I realized that, I did it, but at the same time, I also had these dreams in my head. And I was like, but that's what's a really good idea. But I didn't want to pitch that because I was like, be a good person, show that, you care more about other people and stuff. So when I had to pitch my idea, so I pitched this idea first, the zoo one. And it was very clear, if you don't like something or you're not very keen on it, then it's not going to make a difference. You're not going to do such a good job when you're pitching it. So finally, when I pitched, I pitched that, and then oh my God, get your words right. So my faculty heard me, and then they were like, okay, yeah, this is a good idea, but we'll think about it and all that. And they didn't sound too happy, And my dad is like is an amazing salesman. I mean, he's not a salesman, but he is amazing at selling things. And from when I was a kid onwards, he's been always trying to inculcate in us the habit of selling things. So when we would go to a store, I would be like, if I wanted something, I had to sell it to him. So if I wanted, like, let's say a new kind of pen that had multiple colors in it, I mean, 90s kids, you all know what I'm talking about. So when I had to tell that, then I would have to sell it to him in that, you're going to pay only one price for like 5 different pens, and you don't need to waste time in choosing another pen and searching for another color. You can just in one hand only click it. And I had to do all this selling for him to finally say, oh, you know what, that's a good idea. And then he would say yes to it. So it was a good habit, because in life you always have to sell yourself. And I don't mean that in the way you think, but like when you go for an interview, for even talking to like a date or something, you are in a way selling yourself and selling, look at me, I'm so amazing, completely support me. So all that is there, and I completely got sidetracked. Usual, get used to this. This is something that happens. So I realized I'm losing my faculty's interest. So I needed to change my tactics immediately. And I told them, can I pitch something else? And they were like, okay, what else do you want to pitch? And I was like, I have another idea, but I didn't pitch it because I didn't know if people would be interested in it. And so then I told them, and I pitched the dreams idea. And because I had already done research before for my 12th standard thesis, I had so much knowledge and so many things to say, the scientific side of it, the psychological side of it, the spiritual side of it, so many cultural sides of it. And they were so like mind blown about it. And they were just like, yeah, oh my God, that is so nice. You should have pitched this in the beginning. And it was almost a complete yes at that very moment. And it was really good, that pitching. And then later on, we when it was announced, we made that documentary and everything. And for that time, with the amount of experience and skills and talent I and my teammates had, we made the documentary. But now in hindsight, when I look at that documentary, yeah. So what we're going to do today is we're going to watch that documentary again, and I'm going to react to it with today's knowledge and that time skills, so it'd be quite interesting. And I don't want to judge myself too much, because at that time I had no experience. It was my first time with a camera and everything, and just learning in college. So with that, yeah, I did quite well. I liked it. Not putting your hopes up and not increasing mine either. But yeah, it was. I will let y'all judge in the end, or in the comments or whatever. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. All my anxiety. So we're like, wait, just a minute. So in this part, this is actually like all the dream sequences that you see in this video, in this film, was actual nightmares that I have had. Okay, so this first one was one of my worst nightmares, where people were literally laughing at me. But it's also very common with people. Okay, I'm just gonna. Anyway, it's really common as well. But this is an actual feeling I had, and this a dream that I had. So when we had to do the scene, shoot the scene, it was crazy, because we had to get all these students to sit there and then laugh towards the camera, and give this feeling like, they're all getting like taunting me or whatever. And even directing this scene was creepy as shit, because I was just like, oh my God, am I making my nightmares a reality? Normal people make their dreams a reality. Anisha, what are you doing? Trying to be all artsy fartsy over here, the shadows, and oh my God, it's so scary. Oh yeah, I give a lot of gyan in this, like a lot of knowledge, because I keep adding text everywhere. This is typical, like at least what my professor had mentioned to me, and I realize now, or I realized after a little while after the movie was made, was writing text a lot during a movie is a very like noob thing to do. So yeah, there's a lot of text that keeps coming up on the screen, because I was like, I have so much to say, but I don't know how to say it all, which now I know how to. But this is how that Anisha did it. That do I say the year? 2010. Yes, 2010 Anisha did this. I'm not that old. All these small scenes that I've done, okay, in this film are depicting the symbolism that you find in your dream. I was like thinking in layers at that time. Okay, so this whole boat rowing and everything is like the cyclical motion or something, some shit like that. So I was trying to be a pseudo intellectual. Okay, so find your symbols and understand that. Who am I? Am I a Gen Z in a millennial's body who thinks like a boomer sometimes? I don't know.
dreams have always fascinated us immensely. More than just finding out what dreams mean, there is a need to know the reason behind their occurrence. What causes them
Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. Oh my God. All like solemn and trying to think of life and everything. No, I'm not. I'm just like enjoying it and trying to be as still as possible so that they can take those kind of videos. But yeah, that's a 20-year-old me. Hi, Nisha.
to appear at night? How important are they for our everyday lives? And whether they can actually predict the future.
Oh, did I mention that that was me in the voiceover as well? Yeah, I am like, what is that? It's like a Alfred Hitchcock or something. And I thought of myself like I put myself in everything, put myself in the voiceover, put myself in the video, everywhere I was there. Okay, I didn't mean to rhyme, just happened, just like this documentary.
I am Anisha Vijayan, and I'm on a journey to find out the science behind dreaming.
Text. Oh, smartness. If we couldn't dream, our lives wouldn't mean anything anymore.
What is that one thing that we
Oh my
all
God.
share in common? Dreams. No matter your
This is actually a very smart thing. Okay, it's like, you know how in your dreams you'll be 1 minute in like a swimming pool and the next minute in the basketball court. So that's pretty much what it is, where it's close up of me talking and it's like a typical person talking, and then suddenly you zoom out and you're in shopping mall, and you're in the grocery store, and it just doesn't make sense. So that's literally what dreams are, and that's what I wanted to do, like screw with people's minds. Anisha, what are you doing? Also, my hair. Uh,
I'm in the metro traveling towards Mall of the Emirates with my family, and we're in the foremost compartment. And we're just about to pass Burj Khalifa when there is this plane, this airplane with this really box like structure under it, and in the middle there is this round thing which is almost like a grinder. So it's approaching the Burj Khalifa, and we think it's going to collide into the Burj Khalifa, but it skips the Burj Khalifa and comes right on top of the metro, and it passes over our compartment and goes to the other side and swoops down, and the grinder in the middle of that box grinds through the metro and just tears everything into pieces just before my compartment.
we interviewed a lot of my classmates, like our classmates rather, and everybody has a dream, right? Everyone has a nightmare that they remember forever, and or a dream that they remember forever. So that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to interview anybody and everybody to talk about their dream or their nightmare that they've actually had, and then we wanted to intersperse that with like, is that even a word? I don't know. Google that. I wanted to show, actual footage. I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, even like you saw the footage of the Burj Khalifa, all like weird canted angles and everything. Yeah, so that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to create this dream-like effect, and what they might actually be thinking, those kind of things. We were very surreal. If you don't get it, you don't get it. See you
Why are
also.
dreams so interesting? Dreams combine, at least from what I understand,
See, you have the clock going backwards. You have the traffic signal, the light, the little liquid thing that goes, all this symbolism. So let's see what Anisha of then knows about dreams.
facts, and fantasies to create a story in our mind. So, why are they interesting?
Why are they interesting? Why?
I
Why?
think dreams are a premonition. Like it symbolizes something that's going to happen, or it's something that's always been in your head and you keep thinking about it, comes in your dream, or something that has happened, but you get a new perspective about it. Then some dreams are just stupid. They don't mean anything.
It's true. Some dreams are just stupid. No, but it's true what she says. Like, sometimes it does mean a lot. And also, like, I think if you go to even a dream psychologist or even a normal like therapist or something, you tell them your dream, they will most probably ask you what it means to you. because that's what is the most important thing, what it means to you. And if you and then it's how you see meaning in that, what it's not about the therapist or dream psychologist or Google telling you this is what seeing a tunnel means. Those who know Freud will know that. But it's none of that. It's what it means to you. Do you feel fear when you see that thing? Do you feel anger when you see that particular thing or that activity that's happening in your dream? That's what matters. And that's what brings meaning into the dream than anything else.
For me, dreams are important because they're a transition from one day into another. Every morning when I wake up, and if I remember my dream, to myself, I have a story to tell.
Oh,
And
so
I think
true.
my dreams, or dreams in general, are a combination of elements from your life, your day, your experiences, and maybe your subconscious mind. So I dream every night. It's a very important part.
Oh, that's so true. I love it. Even if it's a nightmare or anything, I love waking up and knowing I had a dream. And I would immediately wake up my husband and like, you know what I dreamt? And then I would just tell it to him, and it'll be like this whole almost Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter mixture type of dreams with the whole plot line and everything. And it is so intense, so intense. And there are times when I've had crushes on people like stars and celebrities and all that I never even cared for before. Like, example, uh since like I think I don't know which year it was. I think 2016, 17 or something. I don't know. I dreamt I like Ranbir Kapoor's acting, and I like him as a person. And I mean, I don't know him as a person, but I like him. But I didn't like him. And then suddenly I had this really crazy dream that we were like meant to be with each other, and our souls were entwined. And we wherever we went, we had to find each other. Like that was our aim all the time. And when I finally met him, and this intense amount of love from within that was coming out, and it's so weird because then I woke up and I was like, oh my god, is he my one true love? I don't know. And I felt so much. I even changed my mobile wallpaper to him. I mean, just like that. That's how serious I was. I mean, eventually it did go away, but at that time it was crazy. So, dreams have a lot of, I don't know if it's like how they say now, art influences life and life influences art and all that. I think very similar maybe dreams are. I don't know. Maybe. Do you know? Oh, feeling anxiety just looking at the scene. Shoot. And can you hear the Requiem for a Dream ka background? Oh, I love that movie. So that's like the typical dream, right? The one that is where you think that you've forgotten everything and you're in front of your exam paper, and the intensity of that. Even if you've not been in school for years, you still have that dream. Even you could be like 80 years old and you'll have that dream like, oh my shit, I did not learn enough for my exam. It's normal, and that happens. So that's a very, very, very common dream also.
The brain is an amazing organ.
I don't know if you can see, but like that's me sleeping there. So what we wanted to do, because I am okay. This is some backstory. I'm a sleepwalker. Okay, I mean I used to be a sleepwalker, but now I'm a sleep talker. When I was, do I give this story now? Yeah, I guess I'll give it. So I used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid. It is quite scary for my parents. My mom is has like this crazy experience with that, where she was lying in bed, and she and my dad, obviously, they were sleeping, and suddenly it was like this is the bed, my dad's here, my mom's here, and this is the window. And my mom wakes up, and okay, you can't see it in the camera. So this is the bed, this is my dad, this is my mom, and this is the window. So my mom, she wakes up, and suddenly she's just like, she nudges my dad awake, and she tells him, Vijay, look, there's someone standing over there. And he turns and he sees me. Okay, this girl wearing this white petticoat, just standing there, and only silhouette, not even like you can see my face, just silhouette, standing and just looking at both of them. And my mom was like freaking out. And my dad, he goes like, Savita, that's your daughter. And then slowly he like took me like towards the bed, towards my room, and then put me on the bed and like, okay, fine, she go to sleep. So that's the kind of things I used to do, and I used to do that a lot, and I've scared my friends as well, sleepwalking. Then at some point, as I grew up, it just stopped. But one thing that continued is my sleep talking. Not only do I talk a lot in my normal day-to-day life, even when I sleep, I'm talking constantly, and I love it. But other people, it's scary. I mean, I imagine. So that's what I wanted to, capture in this. Okay, that's why I went to my friend's house, and she told me, okay, you sleep there, and they literally kept the camera there and left the house. All of them left. I was all alone, and at that time, my mind, I forgot. I didn't realize it at that time, which I realized it afterwards. Is that when you're in a position where your mind knows that there's a camera looking at you, there is not going to be anything happening. There's not going to be sleepwalking, sleep talking. Nothing is going to happen. So it's pointless to even do any of that. You should be like at least a 1 or 2 days in a comfortable area where you know the place and then you know the surroundings, so your mind can be comfortable, and then you can start sleep talking. This is something I found out after this incident, because there is, I think, 2 hours of footage of me just sleeping. So we had to use it. I mean, we shot it.
And it is fascinating to discover the relationship between dreams and the brain and what goes on while we sleep. So, to find out more about this bond, I'm going to Dr. Philip John, a specialist psychiatrist.
Specialist
Well,
psychologist.
why do dreams occur? Dreams occur because it's absolute normal part of sleeping. When we sleep, we go into a stage when we dream, and that is a stage when the brain comes into activity, and then the brain is able to balance emotions, our inner life, including the thinking processes. That's what happens during the stage of dreaming. That's a stage when the brain gets active in a way.
Oh, for the people who are nowadays editing, now it's so easy to get footage of like neurons and the brain and all those kind of things, because you just need to go to free stock footage or even paid stock footage and you can get it. But all this that you see, the neurons, the brain, that all that's created, that's actually created by people in my college. They created it, and it was really amazing that they did that, and very short notice. So shout out to them. I made this.
I wanted to know, what is the modern science take on dreams?
So there have been a couple of sort of neurological brain-based theories, and they really talk about this idea that dream states are just random firings. The other neurological theory is kind of this idea that your brain is on kind of standby, or it's a kind of test run for consciousness. So as you're kind of about to wake up, it needs to just test run, make sure everything's kind of working again before you fully wake up.
I really love the points that she makes. It made so much sense for me. And when she was talking, I was just so excited, because these were questions that even I also wanted to know. I mean, how much of you do research to hear it from an actual, psychologist or, a doctor or something? It just makes so much of a difference. Yeah, so this interview was quite good. I learned a lot.
It's an empty road and I'm walking straight, and I see at far a tree, a dead tree, completely dead tree, and I see something hanging from there, like a body. And I walk towards it, thinking that the person might be alive and I could do something, and I walk towards it, and I see there's a little wind, so it's like the body is swinging. So, and when the body turns, I see it's myself that's hanging from the tree. And that's the dream that I see the most.
See, I give you thrillers. My documentary is not just a documentary. It's like got thriller stories in the middle, got like some short films, some like crazy ass things. So, you get a lot of things. It's like a package deal. And this 20-year-old Anisha did that.
The most memorable dream I had was a cat. It was about a cat, which I got it for my birthday gift, and I was really excited when I got it. The cat was small, it was very cute, and it was white in color. It had brown strips on it. It was very nice. I have a book at home, which is in Farsi, that I was reading about it. It writes about dreams. So when I opened the page, I expected something very good, but I came to know that the dream did not mean so good. According to what I read, cat in a dream mean that a robber came to your house, stole something very important from you, either from your workplace or your house. Then I was really upset. I just closed the book. Then there was one more thing, that if I see a cat and I just remove the skin of it alive, that means I caught the robber and I got my belongings back. But this thing did not happen.
Imagine dreaming that though. It's a little scary, or little scary. It's very scary, man. It's like, yeah, I'm getting all my things back. But no, this just shows what I was talking about. That every culture, every religion, everybody has different meanings to what dreams are, and what each symbol means. So it's so interesting, so interesting. And if y'all are interested, then maybe we can do a little bit more in-depth research in today's age and what people now think about dreams, because that was like 10 years ago research. So I mean, this we can do a new one, but if that's only people are interested, because I don't want to go crazy about some research that not many people are interested. Dreams are symbolic in order that they cannot be understood, in order that the wish, which is the source of the dream, may remain unknown. Tinker,
They say,
tinker.
they get a monkey to draw a picture, and then you get these people talking about how wonderfully interpretive they are, and it's got all these emotions, and it was a monkey. And it's that sort of thing that's the problem with this traditional view of symbolic interpretations. However, we can look at the content of a dream. So, if we interpret someone's dream in the context of them as an individual, not universal symbolic systems, but them telling us, and certainly their recall of their dreams is telling us a lot about what they think is important at the moment, what they think, what preoccupies them, the people, the places, all of those are real, all of these are familiar things. And so they can tell us a lot about a person's personality.
Very true, very true. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. Sigmund Freud says other things than sex.
Some dream beliefs, like placing a knife under the foot of the bed, may scare away nightmares. Or if you sleep with a piece of wedding cake under your pillow, you would dream of your future mate.
You know how many times I did that take just to say that 1, 2 lines? I never was good with the camera. Never. It was very tough. Also, I looked so different, right? Like, who is that? Who is that? She didn't know much about herself. She didn't know how to be confident in herself. She didn't know how to, own her light in a way. She just didn't know any of that. She was confident in other things and she knew to accept those things, but she was lacking in a lot of things. And I'm so glad that she learned it on the way to coming to me. But yeah.
What we feel actually is that you shouldn't share some of the disturbing dreams with people who are very negative in life, who just talks negative about things, because once you talk to them about it, the dream turns out to be negative, even if it's supposed to be a good one for you.
And what causes different types of dreams?
There are intrinsic stimuli, that are internal stimuli, which get incorporated into the dream.
Ooh,
For
forgot the
example, the child
name.
his bladder gets, his urinary bladder gets full in sleep. And if unfortunately he is in the REM phase, when his muscles are paralyzed, he can't go to the toilet, the brain sometimes incorporates the internal stimulus of the child needing to go to the toilet into the dream. So he imagines himself standing in front of the urinal, and then he wakes up, and then he can go to the urinal.
Yeah, but just remember, if you see a toilet in your dream, get up fast because you need to pee. It's always the rule. It's just the rule. Just don't think, oh, I know I'm in my dream. I know this is not a real toilet, so I'm just gonna pee because I have a feeling to pee. Don't do that because you're gonna do it on your bed. I don't know why am I singing it, but just remember, the minute you see a toilet or a particular area that you can pee, that your brain is telling you, yeah, Nisha, you can pee. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. lucid dreaming. Oh. Before we start and go into lucid dreaming, I just have to tell you one thing. I did not say this in the documentary, but this is what I used to do when I was a kid. And this is not a superpower that I have now. I wish I did, but I used to have it, and it is so amazing. What I would do when I was bored, I didn't know what to do and didn't know any game or whatever, or my parents were busy, or my sister and brother were busy. So I would just go lying in the bed, close my eyes, and then I would remember all the dreams I've ever had, and it'll be like television screens all around me. And then I would choose which one I want to go into. And then I would choose, like, let's say the one with the witch and a big hotel. Okay, it's an actual dream, no joke, it's the real thing. So I would choose that, and I would just kind of like swooped into it, and I would make choices, like actual choices within that dream. And I always thought that was like a superpower, that I'm able to do this thing. And I would choose things, I'd be like, I want to do this, now I want to do that, and I know I'm in my dream. And it's so amazing. And then as I grew up, and I did this documentary, and then I started learning more about stuff, is when I realized that I'm not the only one, and there are other people also who can do it, and other people who can learn to do it as well. Though I don't know how to do it anymore. I genuinely don't know. I wish I could. I wish I could.
I don't know technically what it's called, but I know I can get myself to dream of something specific. Usually it's uh, just before going to bed. I'm thinking of something, telling myself something, weaving a story and trying to place characters. It's usually me in relation with something I covet in my life. And when I fall asleep, that story turns into a dream and the visions just come. So I think I can get myself to dream of things and of situations, and I think that's really cool.
It is really cool.
What we mean by lucid dream is that state of being self-aware while actually being in a dream. So you become aware of being a dream, but you don't wake up. Normally, when you become aware of being a dream, you wake up.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it. But the people that can hold that state of being aware of being a dream but not waking up, this is what we mean by lucid dreaming. There is evidence that they exist. There is evidence that some people naturally seem to go into that state more than others. And there is evidence that we can train people to have lucid dreams.
Precognitive dreaming. Unagi. No, it's not. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, this scene. So my parents hated this scene, but you see that dead body there? Trigger warning, in case people don't like seeing dead bodies that are actually real people. That's me. And the one with the pink watch in the corner is my sister. Next to her is her best friend, and next to me is my friends. And so we shot this because I actually have dreamt, I think, a few times of my own death, and I'll be like in like some ghostly area, just like looking at me, like, oh my god, I can't believe I just died. That's pretty much what my reaction is always. I'm just like crying over my own dead body. So this dream is something that I've actually had, and I wanted to recreate it like crazy. So we got the whole white cloth and everything. We got people to dress in white. It was an event. It was crazy though, and it was fun. I mean, I have not died yet, but I can see how I would have looked if I died at 20. So I would look very different now, but but now we know. Oh, and this guy, he does like overacting. I had to hold in my laugh. What?
I don't have any personal one which I can remember, but yes, I do remember my mom's. That's regarding my brother. She saw this dream before leaving for vacations for India, where she saw my brother and his principal standing up in the sky, and they both are just standing still, and my brother's tears are rolling down his cheeks. My mom is calling him down, but he was not ready to come. My mom was crying, even the principal was just standing seriously, and my brother was nodding, saying, no, I don't want to come down. It was all regarding my brother. She didn't discuss these dreams with us because she was very scared about it. And yeah, later on, these were all indications showing that, you know, my brother is gonna go away from us. He died after a few months. He drowned in the water when we left for India in a dam, and yeah, these were all indication actually in her dream.
That's honestly so sad. I mean, to harbor a dream like that constantly, you know, that thought is there in the back of your head. You don't understand the meaning of it and whether it does have any meaning. And then for something as tragic as this to happen, it's horrible. Like, I can't imagine having to deal with that. Kudos to them that they have the strength to move on from that and, you know, build a life together and be and find happiness again. But that is truly sad. Like, those kind of dreams, as much as which calls to mind that other thing, you know, like if you were given the opportunity or the power to have premonition type of dreams where you're seeing the future type of dreams, would you really want to know? And especially if suppose you don't have the power to actually change anything, what do you do then? It's like that movie Don't Look Up. Like, in spite of them telling everybody, showing the proof, literally having it up there in the sky, couldn't do anything about it, and they had to live in that constant like shit, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, you know. So I honestly do not want that kind of power. I do not want to know the future. I do not want to even have an idea about that kind of future. Like, just no, good or bad, just no. Let me just do my own thing, you know. Even if it's good, I don't want, I'll end up becoming maybe, you know, really, you know, cocky about it. No, I don't want that either. So I'd rather just not know and just do things. Just do things. That's it.
My friend's mom gets prophetic dreams. If dreams are just a pattern in the brain, then what do these precognitive dreams mean?
Generally, that there is no evidence to support any of the sort of paranormal, precognitive, prophetic kind of approaches or things that happen to us. So a person has a prophetic dream, and of course to them it's an incredibly real and meaningful experience. But that is a single person, and again, from this kind of science point of view, when we look at the billions of dreams that happen every night, it's absolutely likely that one or two of those is going to actually predict the future in some way. It's going to look very like something that actually happens. Yeah. You know, that's just chance, that's coincidence, that's how probability works. The other thing that we have to remember is that when someone reports a dream to us as prophetic, or as anything, we're not dealing with their actual dream. What we're dealing with is their memory of that dream, which the way that the memory works is that it gets biased, it changes, it gets influenced by what happens. So what may happen with some people that have prophetic dreams occasionally is that the event in the real world happens, and then they say, gosh, you know, that is exactly something I dreamed about last
Like
week.
deja vu.
Now, there may
No,
have been
it's not.
similarities, but of course their memory of the dream is now influenced by what's actually happened in the event. So it's very difficult for us to ever know whether that original dream had anything like the real event.
All human beings are also dream beings. Dreaming ties all mankind together.
Dreaming is one thing that always has and always will interest us.
But the search doesn't end here.
Jesus. So that was the symbolism, by the way. Like, you know, the search doesn't end here, but like there's no sign, no entry. So it was like a whole bunch of symbolism over here. And to do this particular thing, this is pre TikTok and pre everything. So during this time to do it, when a lot of other people were looking at you, was super anxious, super anxiety. But nothing compared to how much anxiety I have today. That's different. And I don't mean today like as in today. I mean like in this day and age of me. But yeah, that was very, very nerve wracking rather, to do that.
The best thing about dreams is that fleeting moment when you are between asleep and awake, when you don't know the difference between reality and fantasy, when for just that one moment you feel with your entire soul that the dream is reality and it really happened.
So that was my documentary. It's quite interesting, right? Yeah, so I mean, we did a lot of Like this whole documentary journey was so amazing, to be honest. And then after the documentary was done, we had this like a almost premiere with the college, like people from my college in the auditorium. And then they called out my name after the documentary was done, and they called out my name as the director to come on the stage. And that was such a beautiful moment, and I loved that moment so much because I was like, oh my god, I want more of this, you know. And I mean, I did get more of that. Literally, I'll tell you how many, 6 years later. So, but 6 years is never too late, also. So, I got it and it was amazing. So, yeah, I mean, that's an amazing feeling to do the premieres and to call something that you create your own. Yeah, so I hope you all like this documentary and my reaction to it. Future reaction to past video, or future Anisha to past Anisha. So, yeah, do not choose which one you like best because you ain't getting the other one, only me. The other one also was me, just only some people knew me. Anyway, sidetracking. I say I anyway a lot, don't I? But can I say but? um, we shall end now and see you in the next video. Tell me what else you want me to react. So I want to react on my thing first and then move on to some other videos and some other stuff that I can react to. I've got a whole playlist of things that I want to react to because there are things that I have not watched yet, but I feel like anxious side of me will have a lot of fun with it. And I hope you all enjoy this side of me too, because I want to fall in love with this side, and I hope you all fall in love with the sides that you're not very comfortable with. Your depressed side, your anxious side, your angry side, and whatever sides that you have. Fall in love with it because that's most important, so that you can fall in love with yourself also. This is my journey to falling in love with myself. Take care. Bye. Love you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. You know the drill. Let's do it together. Let's support each other. Become one family. And yeah, take care. See you in the next video.